What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We got a little test here. I'm going to show you some footage, about a minute of it, between these two cameras here in a bit. Just run them side by side or one after the other. You know, we got the Canon M100 versus the Sony a5100. This is 3 years old. This is pretty much brand new. This has the same sensor as the Canon 80D. This, I'm not sure, but it's a Sony sensor. This sensor is 1.5 crop. This is 1.6 crop. So it's 15 to 45 on this lens. This is a 16, what is it, a 16 to 50, which is exactly the same when it comes to 35mm crop, which is a 24 to 70. Both of them are the same. It's the crop that's the difference. So this starts at 15, this starts at 16. It's the 2mm difference of the sensor size of sensor that makes these the same. But since this sensor is like 2mm bigger, 1.5mm bigger, it will have a little bit better depth of field, just a little bit better. Anyway, I can show you pictures of these. The sensor difference, you can see the difference in size is about 1.5mm, maybe 2 at the most, but they're both near a Super 35 sensor, which is 3 to 5mm bigger, depends on which company sensor you have of a Super 35. So these are almost Super 35 sensors, but they're APS-C. Okay, back to the difference here. Which one's better for video? Which one's better for vlogging? You know they're good for photography. We're not even going to cover that. These are just a step up above a cell phone for sure. Just because it's got an exchangeable lens on it. It's got a bigger sensor. So you know these are going to be a step up from a cell phone. And a good alternative to DSLRs also. Here come some people. Anyway, the difference of these cameras, they're the same price, $550, right? This menu is a lot simpler. This menu is complicated. This has a higher bit rate than this. This is 50 megabits per second at its highest. This has 35, but you know, on the internet, they're gonna look pretty much the same. For color grading, this, you can bend it just a little more. All right, these are both what I filmed with just a little while ago. These I filmed in standard settings. So you're going to see them standard profile, standard profile. This menu is quite complicated. You have a few more things you can do with it, professional things you can do with it, I guess professional, than this thing. This is they're very simple. I did a video about it. Pretty much there's a button on the back you click it one time, you go from ISO to f-stop to shutter to exposure value, and just click it one time, you go to the next value and you change it with the wheel here. That's it. This thing's a little more complicated. You gotta grab it here and you gotta grab it there and you gotta set this and you gotta move that. It's not as easy to vlog with it if you need fast settings. This is a lot faster to set up for vlogging or shooting video. Both of them are fantastic. This thing's 3 years old and it's still great for vlogging. This will overheat after about 25-30 minutes, a little bit, and the battery won't last as long. This thing, I've never had it overheat past 30 minutes and the battery lasts a lot longer than this. So which one's a better deal for 2018? Ooh, it depends on if you like Sony or Canon. If you're a really Sony fan, get this. If you're a Canon fan, get this. But if you don't care which one and you want something simpler that has fantastic quality, I would recommend this. Simple to use. The file format MP4, it's so easy to use. Sometimes this is a little sluggish in software with the XAVCS, I think it is. So it's a little sluggish sometimes. Sometimes it reads half of it, like in Final Cut, it reads half of it, and then the rest of the clip will be blanked out, and I got to re-upload it. So a little more finicky codec on this. This is any software uses it really good. So let's run about a minute and a half of the footage between these two, and we'll get back to the chat. Let's do it now. So as you see, there is a little difference between the standard picture profile of a Sony and the standard picture profile of a Canon. It's just the way the algorithm, the color profile algorithm is made by these companies. People like the Canon color. I really like the Canon color, but sometimes the blues of the skies really pop with a Sony. It really depends on what look you want. You can put both of them in neutral and grade it a little more to your liking, right? But out of the box, if you want to vlog, shoot a video, standard profile, not mess with it, upload it, this is your best bet. This is not bad. This was my vlogging camera for a couple of years. I have 6 YouTube channels, so I was using it a lot. And but this is my main one now, just because it's so simple. Turn it on, go. This zooms in like this. You got to turn it, right? This has, let me turn it on. This has a motor in its lens, so the motor's working here, right? Or you can do the motor here, right? And there's a little switch on the side that does the motor. There's 3 ways to zoom with this thing because it's got a motor. Motor button here, motor button on the side, and you can turn the front element or the front wheel, and it'll change the focus. I mean the zoom also. So it's got a little motor in here. This has a focus wheel on the end, or yeah, focus wheel, where you can put it in manual focus and go for that. There's no switch to put this in manual focus. You have to dive into the menu and put it in manual focus. There's no way really to adjust it here. There's no manual focus button, so I keep it in auto all the time. But if you want manual focus pulls here, you zoom in a little bit to get a depth of field, and you can do focus pulls with this, or touch focus. Now this entire touchscreen is touch sensitive on everything. Menu, focus, everything is touch, 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 touch. This thing, the only thing the touch works for is setting, you tap it to set the exposure and focus. I believe it focuses too. But that's it. The menu is not, you can't touch the screen for menu. You have to fumble through the menu with this thing, which is it's like 8 pages of menu. This is 3, I think. Anyway, that's what I love about this little thing. Touch everything on this little screen here. Touch, touch, touch. So if you're in front of the camera, you want to touch focus, much easier than this. You can do it, but it takes a while to rack focus on this thing. So focus on this. Everyone knows Canon focus is awesome. It's good. I haven't really had a problem with it, but this is better. I'm looking at my Canon 80D right now. It's face tracking me really well. So anyway, I would recommend this. So which one's better? They're really both good. This is 3 years old, and Canon finally caught up with Sony. In my opinion, after 3 years, they're finally getting their act together, but same price. Get a little more features on here, like get the motorized zoom and a lot more things to do in the menu, that's not really good, is it? Digging through the menu all the time. And I don't like it, unless I'm on my, professional shoot with my C300 Mark II. I'll dive into the menu any day. You got to set things up like that. Anyway, another beautiful day in Southern California. I thought I'd discuss these two. Which one's best versus. They're great cameras, man. Both of them are great. I would give the edge to this one if you want to get it today. Just for the autofocus is better. The touch screen and the menu is simpler. For those 3 items, I would get this. This thing is awesome if you want to fiddle with the menu and you like the Sony look and you want the motorized zoom, right? Get this one. But I would say 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. This one wins in my opinion. This is the main camera I grab now for vlogging and shooting quick video, throw it in my backpack, take off. This one will be secondary. I can throw it in there too and use it for a B cam, set it up somewhere. Got 2 tripods here, so that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Whatever. Anyway, folks, take care. Signing out from Southern California. Oh, and I almost forgot, both of these cameras shoot RAW for pictures, photography, RAW. Can't beat that.